there, hope you are having a wonderful day. This video we are going to go over upper body stretches, so things that we can warm up and do right before and after our upper body workouts. So we're going to start with a little bit of neck mobility, so some rolls and basically neck circles. So we're going to start with one ear to the shoulder, and we're going to do a little half circle, drop that chin to the chest and then over to the other side. So just nice and gentle. Go ahead and go back and forth on these just a few times. And then if it feels good, we're gonna do full circles. So you bring the head all the way back into that extension, all the way back over to the other shoulder, and back around. Only if that feels good. If that does not feel good, stay in your little half circles in the front. And then you're gonna you're going to switch that around. So reverse it, other direction. I'm going clockwise and counterclockwise, whatever feels good. So just a couple of minutes there, okay? Once we do that, we're going to stretch our upper traps. So those run kind of over our shoulder blades, right in between our shoulder blades and up here to where we all carry all that tension. So you're going to start nice and tall. You're going to drop your ear to your shoulder. Your opposite arm comes back behind you, resting it where you can. And then you're just going to take your other hand and pull gently down. Okay, just a gentle stretch. We don't want anything crazy. Try not to lean one way or the other with your body, so we're nice and even here. And just pulling through the neck. You're going to hold all of these stretches for about 30 seconds today. And you're going to switch sides, taking that arm again back behind you, and then ear to the shoulder. Big breath while you're doing this, nice core engagement, and then taking a little rest from that. The next one we're going to do is going to gather or grab more of the up into the base of your neck. Sorry, I can't find my words today. And I call it a sniff the pitch stretch is what I tell my clients. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna look to the left or the right, and then we're gonna take that arm that we're looking towards and grab the middle of our head in the back, and then just pull straight down into the armpit. And you're gonna feel that pull right up here in the base of the neck and then down into a little bit in the shoulder. And if you want to, you can drop this hand over here. You can reach. And actually, when I reach, I get a little tug here on the outside of the shoulder on the deltoid. And then relax. Turn to the other side. 30 seconds here. Pulling nice and gentle. Again, try not to lean. Make sure that we're nice and straight in the body. Okay. And then the next one we don't really think about are wrist stretches. So all of the little muscles and tendons and everything that run up and down in the arm, we're going to kind of stretch this out a little bit because it's neglected. So what I want you to do is kind of take your hand and act like you're telling somebody, no, stop. You're going to grab the palm of your hand, the top palm of your hand, and pull back towards you with a locked arm. I'm going to go ahead and switch this out so you can see me. So here. And make sure that your shoulder's nice and relaxed down so we're not hunching up to stretch. This stays down. And then just switching sides, same thing on the other side. 30 seconds there. And then you're gonna take those fingers and you're gonna bring them down like this to say, hey girlfriend. And you're gonna pull that back towards you. Same thing, try not to hunch up that shoulder. It stays down, nice and relaxed away from the ears. And then 30 seconds on the other side. Okay. We're gonna do a nice shoulder stretch next. So basically you're just gonna reach across the body, grab that other arm, lock it, and give it a little tug. And you'll feel that pull right in through here. And then over to the other side. And sometimes you may just have to grab and pull this way if that feels more comfortable. That is okay. The next thing we're doing, we're going to do a little tricep stretch. Okay, so some of us may be able to kind of give ourselves a little pat on the back. So if you're able to do that, I would like for you to do that. Grab that other arm, bring it across, and pull that elbow kind of back and over just a little bit if you can. And you're gonna feel that tug all the way in through this tricep right here. If you are not able to do that, let's see, this is going to be high enough for me. Go ahead and try to go back as far as you can with that. Find either a wall or a table, and you're gonna place your elbow on it and then just kind of lean into it a little bit. Let me kind of switch over here to see if we can get kind of a better angle of it. And again, just kind of reaching behind you to give yourself a little pat on the back. Find something in front and just kind of lean into it. Nice and gentle, nothing too crazy here. Okay. Next thing, chest and bicep stretch. So you're gonna interlock your hands right behind you, or your fingers, sorry, and you're gonna pull down and back. So you're opening up the chest and the shoulders here, and you're getting a stretch in that front, that bicep muscle right here. Be careful not to raise your ribs up when you do this, because a lot of people tend to kind of arch their back and they do this when they do it. I want you to bring everything in nice and tight, tucking that booty underneath you, and just pulling down and back. If you do not have the flexibility in your shoulders to grab your arms back behind you, it is okay to grab a towel, a strap, anything. Dog leash works fine. And you just grab that behind you, and then again, just nice and tall and stretch. Okay. Next thing is basically a mountain pose. I'm gonna do it seated, but you can do it standing if you would like. I do it kneeling, actually, not seated, so kneeling. And all you're gonna do is reach up nice and tall as you can, and you're going to take your right hand and grab your left wrist, and you're going to give yourself a little tug over to the right side. Again, making sure that our core is engaged, so no arching in the back. And you're gonna feel that pull all in through here, waking up that side body, and then over to the other side. So grabbing that right wrist with your left hand, pulling over to the left side body. Okay. Next thing we're going to practice is a little bit of thoracic rotation. And what I mean by that is basically your middle to upper back. So we don't think to stretch that much, and it's hard to get mobile, especially if you're on a computer all day. So we're kind of stuck like this. So we're going to stretch that out and get some mobility back in it. So what I'm going to have you do is actually, from a kneeling position, bring one leg out in front of you, so now you're in a kneeling lunge position, and grab something to hold on to if you need it for balance. And I want you to take your right arm, if you have your right leg out, and you're going to reach up, and being careful not to move your hips. Don't twist your hips. I want them to stay still and facing forward, but taking that arm and rotating that torso to reach behind you and bring it back around. So it's gonna look like this. And just going as long as you can with that arm. You're probably gonna feel a couple of crunches or hear a couple of crunches and feel a couple of pulls in that middle back, right where your bra sits. And that's exactly what we want. And again, being careful not to come out of that stance where your hips are forward. Okay, and then you'll just switch to the other side. Same thing, holding on to something if you need it, if you have like a yoga block or a wall or anything. So here, rotating back. And if you really want to challenge your balance, you don't have to hold on to anything. And then the rest of the stuff we're going to be a little bit further down on the mat for. And we're going to do a child's pose to kind of stretch out the shoulders, stretch out the lower back, the mid back, and the neck a little bit. So we're going to bring your knees nice and wide. I cannot find my words today. Bring your knees nice and wide for me. And then we're going to sit back onto your heels as much as you can and reach those hands out in front of you like you were trying to get to something on the other side of the room. And then rest your head down, letting gravity take over. It's easy to focus on your breath on this one, and it's easy to also want to take a nap in this position as well. Once you spend your 30 seconds there, you're going to take your hands and you're going to walk them to the side nice and slow until you feel a good stretch in your side body on this side. And you're going to do the same thing, let the head relax. And just big deep breaths. And then you'll walk it over to the other side so you're not uneven. 30 seconds there. And then coming up into our box position really quick to get a little breather. And we're going to do a couple of cat-cows, just a couple breaths here, no need for 30 seconds. Just inhale, kind of tuck everything, chin in, hips in, and then exhale, blow that out. Rounding from the back, pushing the ground away from you with each movement. And the next stretch we're going to do specifically for this lower back is a little twist. I think we call it threading the needle. So we're going to be in our box position, making sure that our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders and our knees are directly underneath our hips right here, okay? And with that, we're going to start with the right hand and we're going to thread it underneath here. If it's comfortable, you're going to place your shoulder, your right shoulder on the mat, and then your head. If you need a pillow or anything to kind of elevate you a little bit, go ahead and grab that now and go ahead and get the stretch in. So your left hand can either be up here if you're feeling a little more flexible or adventurous. It can come over to your hip. And if you're even more flexible, you can reach behind you to grab onto that other thigh. But whatever feels good here, good twisting sensation. Again, making sure we're not hunching up with the shoulders. The shoulders are staying down, even the one that we're laying on. Okay, and to come out of it, you come here, push yourself up and slide it back out. So always making sure that that palm is facing up when we're doing this stretch. And then over to the other side, palm facing up, threading that through, laying that shoulder down, head down, bringing that arm back if you need it. All right, and then last stretch of the day, and it is my favorite. So we're going to be in the laying position. Whose favorite position is not laying down after or before trying to exercise? Your arms are going to come out to your sides. Your feet are going to come together, and your knees are just going to go one direction. So I'm going to have them fall to the left this time, and you'll feel a good stretch in that lower back right here, and probably a little bit in the chest. And then we're going to take that top leg if you need an extra stretch, and you're going to lift it up a little bit towards your chest. And then you can use that other arm to pull if you need the extra stretch. Okay, 30 seconds there. Getting your time in on the other side. Oh, this really is my favorite stretch. All right, that is it for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, need an extra little stretch for somewhere that is bothering you in particular, please message me and let me know. And if not, please enjoy. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.